Hey everybody, what's up? Daniel Jeremiah here, looking at a fun document I was able to find looking through some records, and it goes back to 1991 with Bill Belichick, and these are notes compiled by a guy named Dom Neely, who worked for Bill Belichick with the Cleveland Browns, and went on and did a lot of work with Bill Polian with the Indianapolis Colts. Kind of a veteran in the scouting community, somebody that's very highly respected. Unfortunately, has passed away. But these are notes from 1991 about Bill Belichick and what he was looking for, kind of his menu for scouts when it came to the defensive side of the ball. Already have a video where you can see the offensive notes from Bill Belichick in 1991. This is the video where we go over the defense and what he was looking for. And I think it's fascinating to see so many of these things still relevant today, all these years later. So here we go. In 1991, this is Bill Belichick talking about defense. The defense needs to defend the middle of the field first, not allow an offense to run or pass inside, pressure on the QB up the middle, force them to go outside. Third down, cover linebacker or sixth DB to match up on the Metcalfs of the world, etc. We still have those guys now. Think about McCaffrey, Kamara, and all those types of backs. D-line, DT or nose tackle. Inside guys need explosive quickness and can play well in a fairly confined space. Explode, power, quickness, and leverage. If he's big and has explosive quickness, that's what you want. 4.8 speed is not the main ingredient, and size can be 275 and up if he has the other ingredients. Need a big, strong guy that you can bring in when you have to go across from the Munchaks and the Munozes of the world, two Hall of Fame linemen who could really move people. Defensive ends, you want an all-around player, big, strong, and can run. Hardest guys to find. Would rather have the big, strong guy than the faster guy to stop the run first, and you can substitute somebody else for the pass rush. So that's fascinating. Not really what you'd think with the game today. You want to put the premium on the guys that can really get upfield, not the bigger guys. But if you look at what New England's played with, they've played with edge setters more so than pure pass rushers, and you can't argue with the results. All along the defensive lines, he has four things written down here. You cannot get knocked off the line of scrimmage. That's number one. Number two, size over speed at defensive end. Number three, pressure up the middle for the QB cause more problems than guys running around the corner. So investing in those defensive tackles. And four, frame and growth potential are important. So not necessarily what you are right now, more what you could be. So that's what he's looking for on those DTs, nose tackles or defensive tackles. Outside linebackers, thinking edge rushers here. Big, rangy guy who can run if you can get them, though it's a first-round pick. But settle for guys who can stay on the line, long arms, and quick hands. The 6'2 outside linebackers are hard to like, even if they can run upfield. They just don't have the size and they don't have the range. Outside linebackers need size, speed, and athletic ability. So that's, think of a guy like Willie McGinnis, who's the prototype there as an edge player for Coach Belichick. Inside linebackers has to be able to play in close quarters, instinctive, explosive tacklers who can face up and knock guys back. Can play zone defense and not be put in a man-to-man situation. Good blitzers, must be football smart. Don't need great intelligence, you need instincts. Quickness and aggressiveness and leverage, explosive power. So I think of a couple scouting terms. Knockoff power, we talk about tacklers with knockoff power. Stopping power is another term that you use in scouting, that when you hit guys, they stop. So he favored a more physical player on the inside linebacker. Okay, DBs, this is some good stuff here. Think about the defensive backs that they've had in New England and how successful they've been. Have to work well together like an offensive line. Need a sense of team, working together and unselfishness. So I thought that was interesting. The DB room being compared to an offensive line room. Need that group to be cohesive. Tacklers, especially at the safety spot, at least 200 pounds. Speed, 4.5 to 4.6 range. Need range at the two deep safeties. You don't need mental giants, so you don't need the smartest guy in the world. We need size, we need some speed, more man-to-man ability, the better. So that's what he was looking for there. 200 pounds, 4.75, tough guy, cannot play for us. Guy has to be able to play the pass. This is in 1991. This is where he was ahead of the curve. The traditional strong safety guy versus the run is not what we need. Former corners moved inside might be ideal if they have size. So we've seen that trend, taking a corner and moving him back to safety, getting as many cover guys on the field as you can get. Ball skills and judgment are essential, more so than pure speed and athletic ability. So again, the instincts to ball skills at a premium. So for corners, tackle and force guys. Number one, pure cover corner is needed. So you need that big time guy. Think about Stephon Gilmore. The other guys all have to be able to tackle and be force players. He wants 5'10" range and up. So he was already after those bigger corners back then. You cannot put guys on the field who cannot tackle. I love that. Size becomes a factor. Small cover corner guy is a liability. Intelligence on defense is not a great factor. So we talk about the Patriots being the smartest team in the league, but yet Bill Belichick and his foundation was saying the intelligence is not the most important factor. I think that speaks more towards instincts, not necessarily what you do on a board, but what you can do on the field and being able to see things and react appropriately. He listed 5 defensive problems. Number 1, tackling. That was number 1 on his list. Number 2, selfishness. Thought was interesting. Number 3, you need size. Big, physical, strong guys. Number 4, competitiveness. Do they play hard for 60 minutes? What does a guy do on the point after attempt? I thought that was fascinating. As scouts, go watch guys after a touchdown's been given up. Did they give effort on the PAT? The chances you're going to block that thing are not very good, but it speaks to the overall effort and competitiveness of a player. And number 5, you need symmetry on defense. So those were the notes there from Bill Belichick on the defensive side of the ball. Again, we also have the notes on the offensive side of the ball from 1991. Hopefully you found that as fascinating as I did, because a lot of those beliefs have been the cornerstone of those championship teams in New England, and something that's still very relevant today.